Hi everyone, and welcome to Inside Bristol. I'm your host Sheridan Nichols, and I've got Donna Mix with me today from Abuse Alternatives. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You run quite an amazing organization.
Thank you. We offer a lot of services to the community.
Yes, this is true, and of course you're having a really neat and unique fundraising opportunity. Tell us about this.
We are June 29th at the Birthplace of Country Music Museum. We are having Jimmy Wayne perform. He's an artist, a recording artist, and a 3-time best-selling author, New York Times author. He grew up in foster care, and he has, in 2010, he walked halfway across America. He walked from Nashville to Phoenix to raise awareness for children who are aging out of foster care. And then he wrote a book, which was a 3-time best-selling book, about his walk and his traumatic childhood growing up in foster care.
This fundraiser, obviously, once people come, where does the money go?
All proceeds come to Abuse Alternatives to help us continue our services that we provide in the community. The program, the expenses have been underwritten. We have sponsors who have taken care of all that for us, so 100% of the proceeds comes to Abuse Alternatives.
That's amazing. Now, how did you secure him to come? That's pretty exciting.
One of the board of directors members, Suzanne Hill, has heard Jimmy Wayne previously, and when we were discussing ideas, different fundraisers to have, because fundraising's so hard, you know, you have to try to find a fundraiser that another nonprofit's not doing. She suggested Jimmy Wayne, and she contacted him, and he agreed to come because, you know, foster care, domestic violence, substance abuse, it's all intertwined, and the reason that the majority of children end up in foster care. And we thought it would be an interesting fundraiser and something that a lot of people in the area would want to attend.
Absolutely. So I'm sure you're interested, and you've probably marked your calendar. How do you get tickets?
You can call Abuse Alternatives at 423-652-9093.
And how much do they cost?
$75 per ticket. There will be a reception that evening from 6:30 to 7:30, and then Jimmy Wayne will start performing at 7:30.
Wow, and I'm sure he'll have some of his books there too that you could get signed. That's exciting.
Yes.
And this is the first time you've done a fundraiser like this.
Yes, it is. It's the first time we've had someone that, you know, brought someone in to do the fundraiser. Usually it's a golf tournament or, you know, plant sales, different fundraisers like that. We had a poker run a couple weeks ago. So yes, this is the first time of bringing someone in.
And tell us a little bit about the services that you offer at Abuse Alternatives.
Okay, we operate an emergency shelter facility for victims of domestic violence and their children who have to leave their home because of the abuse. Then we provide outreach services to victims who don't need to come into the shelter. They have a safe place to stay, but they still need services. We have advocates that will go to a court with them. They'll walk them through the judicial system, whether it's civil, criminal cases. We have an educator, community educator that presents trainings and in the community, and also goes into school systems and does trainings, educational trainings for children to teach children what a healthy relationship is and talk about teenage dating violence and different topics such as that.
That's great. Do you see that it's getting better in our community, or are we getting worse?
Well, the agency's been in the community for 42 years. So I would like to say that it's getting better, but I don't feel like it is.
It's something we still need a lot of awareness and help. And, you know, you heard that especially when COVID hit, that it kind of, things like this really, you know, kind of blew up in a sense.
We found that during COVID, during the shutdown, the stay-at-home orders, that our numbers actually decreased. And one reason being, the victim was home with the perpetrator most of the time. You know, businesses closed down, people were laid off their jobs, so they were in the same home all day, every day, so the perpetrator's always watching, so they aren't free to use the phone, email anyone on their computer, because they're always being watched. Things blew up after the stay-at-home orders lifted, and those who had a job to go back to were going back to their jobs, and victim and perpetrator weren't in the home all day, every day together.
Interesting. Well, we really appreciate what you do for the community, and it sounds like a wonderful fundraising event. I hope it's super successful. I'm sure it will be.
Thank you.
And thanks for being on today.
Thank you for having me.
And don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Inside Bristol. I'm your host Sheridan Nichols, and I've got Maggie Elliott with me today, and we're talking Border Bash. I'm so excited. This is like one of my favorites in the summer. So tell us what we've got for a lineup.
Well, it's a great summer kickoff for sure, right? It's welcoming in the summer season. So Border Bash is in its second anniversary, and we have a really incredible lineup. We just kicked it off the other day, and now we have 5 other events to welcome in. So our next event is going to be June 17th. It's going to be on the Piedmont intersection, and we have TJ Darnell and Mama Fuma. So we've got some really great local acts to kick it off, and then we've got some nice regional, some rhythm and roots preview bands to really get us excited for what's to come later in the year. So that's June 17th, and then we have a really amazing show for July 4th. We have Scythian is going to be our headliner. So that's a local favorite, high energy band, always great, brings a really great show to Bristol, and really loves Bristol. Like, they're always so excited to come. So we'll have that in Cumberland Square Park, along with our 4th of July parade and festivities in Cumberland Square Park. So we're excited. The normal Border Bash lineup will start at 6:30. It starts just a hair earlier than it has in the past, so we can make sure the families are enjoying it for a longer period of time. So 6:30 festivities, and then a 5 o'clock parade for 4th of July. So that one's the only one that's a little bit different.
That's exciting, and it's free.
So
it's great to just like come out and bring your lawn chair or picnic blanket and just relax and enjoy the city and some really good music. And it's a nice variety too.
Yes, we take very good care in curating a nice variety of music throughout the Border Bash lineup. So, and we're always, I feel like we're always excited, but this one, I don't know. Coming out of COVID and being able to like really bring an awesome show for Bristol has got us extra excited this year.
And it really is great. We're very lucky here to have so many wonderful musicians, and I think people really like that part, is that you include some of the local artists that we don't always know about.
Yeah, and I think we got lost in that a few years back, and just like we're trying to get like as many like well-known names as possible, but that's just not what Border Bash is about. It's important to give that stage to our local artists. We have such an incredible artisan network here, and so give that stage to our local artists and bring a nice variety, like you said.
What's your favorite part of this?
I think it's probably the family-oriented piece of it, and that's really my favorite piece about downtown Bristol in general, is how there's literally something for everyone. But there's something about the warm air sweeping in and the kids playing with the bubbles and hula hoops while the parents are enjoying the music, and there's just something that brings a big smile to my face when I see everyone enjoying it.
It is so nice, and people get up and dance, and it is also kind of blocked off, so you feel like you're in a safe zone, and there's plenty of room for everyone too. I think that's a nice thing. It's outdoors, so you can spread out, and there's often vendors around as well.
Yeah, we have a nice variety of vendors, and obviously all local vendors, so some local like brick and mortar shops, but some that are just mobile, so you may not be able to see them if they don't have an actual brick and mortar shop. So really great arts and craft vendors, and then always some great food too. But if you don't like the food trucks that we have, of course, there's amazing restaurants in downtown Bristol. You can go and pick carry out up and bring it back to the show.
That's great. So if they are interested in putting this on their calendar, what's a website they should go to get a
We have
list?
the full lineup at believeinbristol.org, and not just Border Bash, but all of the music that's happening in downtown. I think I counted just last weekend on one day there was like 9 different live music opportunities in downtown on the same day. And so literally there's no excuse to not be in downtown on the weekends during the summer.
That's great. Thank you so much, Maggie, for being
Thanks
on.
for having me.
Thank you. We'll be back in just a moment. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Inside Bristol. I'm your host, Sheridan Nichols, and I've got Austin Arnold with me today from the fire department, and we're going to talk about fireworks safety. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us, where do we start?
For the most part, you really want to start and make sure that wherever you are setting off the fireworks, it is legal to have them and set them off.